We're the team that created the Nothing Phone 2, but today we're trying to find out if it's possible to build it using AliExpress. Every single component of Phone 2 was highly reviewed, so in theory, it should work. And since Phone 2 still sells on eBay, we want to know, could you make one yourself for less? At the end, we'll show you exactly how much we paid and whether we've just saved hundreds or wasted our money completely. First up, we have, so that's the bottom speaker. If you actually open this thing, there's foam balls inside. Jerry Rig, this one's for you. Yeah, this was actually quite expensive. It's a fingerprint sensor. Oh yeah, these actually weren't as expensive as I thought they'd be for 50 megapixel. Right, what do we have here? A black mid-frame with a display. Now, this one is actually really important because first off, it wasn't cheap. And second, a crappy display can make or break the phone. But to be honest, this one doesn't look so bad. It even came with a power button, volume button, vibration motor, a frame, and thermal paste included. That's the selfie camera. Right, what is this one? This is the top speaker, but oh no, this isn't actually going to fit because it's for phone 1. This is the wireless charge coil that also hosts the middle glyph segments. These are the bottom 2 glyph segments that show that lovely charging animation, but it's the wrong color. Who knows, it might actually look pretty awesome. Now, this is the most important part. If this one is broken, the whole phone might not turn on. It's the mainboard though. This here is the top cover. This literally just sits over the top of the mainboard. It has the flashlight, mic, light strip, and an ambient light sensor included. And this is the daughter board. It connects the signal cables, antenna subboard, and SIM card tray with the mainboard. And then we have 3 flex cables, the back glass cover, no adhesive though, and finally the screws. Now you might be asking, where's the battery? And to be honest, it never arrived. So we borrowed our co-worker's phone and yanked out their battery. I'm sorry, Dave from finance. Oh, and we also pinched your top speaker. Cheers, mate. And with that out of the way, we can start assembling. I think I'm gonna start with a fingerprint sensor. It should go head down into this hole. And because OLED panels are thin enough to allow light through it, it can actually read fingerprints directly through the screen. Now I'll take the signal antenna subboard. Now it's time for the Jerry Rig speaker, the USB flex cable, and now the display cable. I've completely forgot to hook up the signal cable with the antenna subboard. This is for 5G. And now I think we take the daughter board, we connect the signal antenna subboard, fingerprint sensor to the daughter board. You guys know what that is. Let's pop that in. This is actually a really cool part. As you can see the white section of the cable when the phone is fully built. Let's connect the rest of the cables. And now I think it's time for the brains of the phone and also the most expensive part, the main board. Snap that in. Now I'll take the camera, snap it on. Nice. Like that. It's good that it comes with a protective layer to keep it dust-free. When we build our products in a production environment, it is a little different from what we're doing here. Our production line is kept highly humid, so any dust that might land inside the phone during the assembly process is captured, preventing contamination. From there, the devices move on to quality assurance, where they're either rejected or pass a rigorous testing process before moving on to the next stage. This phone that we're building is nothing like that. We can now connect the rest of the cables with the mainboard. Let's remove the selfie camera protection and slot it in. Right. Oh no, that doesn't look too good to me. It's pretty distorted, but maybe it still works. Whatever, let's just connect the rest of the flex cables and get on with it. I think that's it. All right, now it's time for the big boy. Now let's connect the charge coil with the mainboard cover. This part of the pack is actually quite interesting. That's a graphite tab. When developing Phone 2, during production, we made the decision to put a graphite tab in the back of the phone. That basically allowed the phone to dissipate heat quicker versus just leaving air in there. A small addition, but it helped our phones to operate faster with a relatively simple creative trick. First, let's peel off this plastic and align it. Now let's take the top speaker we pinched from Dave. Cheers again, mate. Our iconic red recording line. You know what? I actually really quite like this color combo. Connect it to the daughter board. Now it's time to screw the back parts on. There's lots of tiny screws here, and this usually takes annoyingly long, but you know what? We're almost done. Now let's take the back glass cover. Like I said, there's no adhesive on it, but that's actually quite a good thing as we don't want to glue it on if there's something wrong with the internals. So I'll just try and press it on. Now it's time for the most satisfying part. And now, the moment of truth. Will the phone turn on? Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to turn on. We went back and disassembled and assembled it again, and the best we could get is our logo to appear for a split second, and then this. But then, when looking back at the footage, we found this. Now, this is only a guess, but with the bag being so tight and the mainboard being yanked out, maybe, just maybe, it broke something. These things are so tiny, literally anything can happen. So again, like the good co-workers we are, we went back to Dave's phone and ripped out his mainboard. And after assembling it again, this is what happened. Yes! It's working! Right, let's test if everything works. Finding the parts on AliExpress was extremely difficult. Half of them aren't even sold anymore. It was also so expensive. The mainboard alone cost $180, whilst the display cost $116. So after adding everything together, the cost of this AliExpress Nothing Phone 2 build was $843, which is actually more expensive than getting one on eBay. We can discount the vibration motor, power buttons, and volume buttons that came with the display. It's still so expensive. Also, don't forget that the mainboard and top speaker were replaced, and the fingerprint sensor and wireless charging weren't working. So, you know, we don't recommend doing this, but either way, it was a fun experience. Let us know what you think in the comments.